If you run a construction business and you're waiting for the phone to ring, referrals to show up, or a bidding platform to hand you work, I want to show you guys a better way. So right now I am using AI to generate construction leads for a general contractor I work with down in Florida. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through the exact system step by step so you can take it and use it in your own business this week. And here's the part that surprised me when we started. You do not need a big budget. You don't need to buy leads and you do not need to be technical. You need a simple system that goes and finds the work instead of waiting for it. If you are getting value from this, gently tap that like button. It helps this reach more contractors or other legacy businesses that are stuck in the same spot. So let's jump into it. Quick background on me so you know why I'm telling you this. My name is Brandon Diaz and I build AI systems for legacy businesses. For legacy service businesses, think HVAC, roofing, construction companies, and the like. Early in my career, I was inside a global investment bank where my analysis drove over $20 million in savings. After that, I worked at a logistics tech company and I worked with a cleaning company. After that, I worked with a logistics tech company where I helped generate over $440,000 in a new quarterly revenue. And I worked with a cleaning company where I took them from almost no steady leads to 8 concurrent accounts worth over $172,000 a year. So when a contractor tells me the work is out there, but the jobs are not landing, I don't look at their pricing. I look at their system. And there is one number that explains almost everything. There is a Harvard Business Review study that found if you respond to a lead within the first hour, you are 7 times more likely to qualify that job than if you were to wait even one more hour. And qualifying just means actually reaching that person and having a real conversation that can turn into work. Speed is their entire game here. And AI is what lets one busy contractor move that fast without hiring an entire office. So step one, we're going to work on building the target map. So step one is the part that everybody skips. You have to decide exactly who hands out the work you want. For a general contractor, that is usually developers, property managers, commercial property owners, real estate investors, and even the bigger general contractors who are able to sub out scopes or provide subcontractors and whatnot. Most contractors never build the list. They just end up hoping that the list is built. So the first thing I do is have the AI build it for me. So I'm going to take this prompt that says, act as my business development assistant. I am a general contractor in the city. Let's say Florida, right? Build me a list of the types of people and companies who hand out the work I want, like property managers, commercial developers, real estate investors, and general contractors who sub out framing, drywall, and finished work. For each type, tell me where to find them, what to search, and the one thing they care about most when they pick a contractor. Then create a simple outreach sequence for each, showing how I would reach them by email, by phone, or a combination, and in what order. So I'm going to go to claude.ai.new, and I'm going to paste that prompt and replace city with Florida. And I'm going to use the model, use Sonnet, high, and we'll click enter. And it'll load. And I'll hit enter in a few seconds. It's going to lay out exactly who to target, where they live online, and what matters to each one. I did not pay for a list. There is no guessing in this situation. And I am describing exactly what it is that I want and how I believe Claude will build the map for me. So we'll wait a little bit. Okay, it says I'll put together current info on the platforms and associations before building this out, since a few of these plan rooms especially have gone through name changes and mergers. Interesting. All right, so here it says, here's your Florida GC business development playbook, 6 buyer types, the 4 you named plus 2 high value bonus sources, where to find each, exact search terms, what they actually care about, and a step-by-step outreach cadence for each one. All right, it's creating the guide now. I can't wait to see what this shows me. Voila. It gave me the guide, who handle the work, where to find them, and how to reach them. Here, property managers, commercial and community HOA, who they are. Where to find them, they gave me examples. IREM, Institute of Real Estate Management, BOMA statewide, Community Association, Institute Florida chapters, big one for condos and HOAs, Florida Association, what to search. The number one thing, they care about reliability and response speed. The property manager's job is to keep tenants and boards from complaining. Outreach sequence, build a target list of 10 to 20 firms from that IREM, BOMA, CAI directories. Send a short intro email, license, insurance, info, service area, and concrete response. Okay. Who they are, commercial developers, so I'm gonna get a list of those as well. Real estate investors as well. GCs who sub out framing, drywall, and finished work. Few things worth flagging as you use this. Property managers and investors are your fastest path to first jobs. Low friction, short sales cycle. Developers and GCs are slower but bigger and stickier once you're in. The plan room platforms, Construct, Connect, Building, Connected, Plan have gone through a lot of consolidation lately, so these names should be current but confirm pricing before committing, since some tiers run $1,000 plus a month. And then Claude asked me if I want, I can turn any of these 6 sections into an actual email template with subject lines or build a simple tracker. Interesting. All right, just like that, you can see that I have a list of individuals that I can reach out to, a list of entities that I can reach out to. And depending on the tier, if I want people to respond faster or not, I can also categorize them by doing so. All right. Now, step 2, I will come back here. Right? I built the target map, so I have exactly who hands out the work I want, and I had AI build that for me. So that was step 1. Step 2 is AI researches the target and writes the outreach. So I'm gonna put in the prompt here. Right? I copied it so that it is loading as we talk about it. So screen 2 is where this gets a little more powerful, right? Because now the AI does the research and the writing that used to eat your entire evening. So I'll take one target and I have the AI dig up the context and write the outreach for me. So let's use a big one everybody knows, CBRE. CBRE, for those who don't know, CBRE manages commercial property all over the country. And property managers are exactly the kind of people who hand out contractor work, right? So in this example, I said, here is a company I want to reach out to, CBRE. Look at what they do and write me a short direct outreach message that sounds like a real contractor, not a salesperson. Mention something specific about them, say what I do in one line, and ask one simple question that starts a conversation. Keep it under 90 words, give me a warm version and a direct version. Claude provided an output and said, quick context before the messages, CBRE's local facilities management arm has been growing fast and increasingly handles small project work directly. Roof and parking lot replacement, tenant improvements are some examples. Rather than just leasing and investment sales, and they just opened a new Southwest Florida office in Fort Myers. Good to know. That's a real specific and useful hook, since it's exactly the kind of work a general contractor picks up. So a warm version. Hi, CBRE Connect or Champion or whoever. I noticed CBRE just opened a new office in Fort Myers, and your local facilities management teams has been picking up more small project work like roof and parking lots replacements. I run a general contracting company here in South Florida, Fort Lauderdale, and handle exactly the type of work for property owners and managers. I'm curious, who on your team handles bringing on new local contractors? That was a warm version. If I'm more direct, let's say, hey, John, CBRE's local facilities team has been taking on more small project work lately. Roof and parking lots and replacement, tenant improvements, that kind of thing. I'm a general contractor in the South Florida, Fort Lauderdale area, and that's my lane. Who handles adding new contractors to your bid list? I would throw in a mixture of warm and direct, leaning more towards warm, just so we can sound more pleasing. And just like that, you can see that it hands me the 2 messages that I can send right now. Some of them may sound more like me than the other. And that's exactly what I want it to do, right? These messages will be specific to that company. What used to be a blank page at, let's say, 9 p.m. at night is now a 10-second job. That is the difference between sending 3 messages a week and sending 30. If you're finding this useful, do me a quick favor and drop a comment with the kind of work you do. Framing, remodels, commercial build outs, whatever it is. I read every comment and it helps me make these more specific to you. All right, now we're going to come back here. All right. You saw an example. This was the prompt on the left. On the right is an example of what the output was before. Right here, hi John, I saw CBRE manages a large commercial portfolio here in town. I run general contracting crew that handles framing, drywall, and finished work. 4 property teams like yours. When build-outs or repairs come up, who handles that for you? Between warm and direct, pretty good. Step 3 is the piece that actually wins the job. And it is the piece almost everybody loses out on, right? It's speed. When somebody replies to you, you cannot let it sit for 2 days while you're on a site. So I'll intend to use AI to write the fast reply, qualify the lead, and push them to a booked call. So let's say a reply comes in, I'll paste what they said into AI, right? And AI is able to write back a clear reply in seconds. I ask the 2 questions that I need answered to know if the job is a fit and moves them toward a time on my calendar. Remember that number. Respond within the first hour and you're 7 times more likely to qualify the job. AI is how one person stays that fast all day long without dropping the actual work. Step 4 is how a contractor actually run this every week, because the system only works if it is simple. Once a week, you have the AI refresh your target list. A few times a week, you send an outreach and the AI writes it out for you. When the replies come in, you answer fast because the AI drafts it for you. That is the entire loop. You'll find the work, reach out first, respond as quickly as possible, and book the call. You're no longer waiting for leads anymore. You're going out, you're getting them, and AI is doing the mundane heavy lifting, but you still, as a human, need to execute. One thing I want to be clear is just that. AI does not close the job for you. It fills the top of your pipeline and it keeps you fast, but you still have to show up and do the great work. It fixes the leak, right? You being present is what fixes the leak. The gap between the work being out there and you actually being in front of the person who has it. If lead generation is where your business is leaking money, that is exactly what I am fixing. For those businesses out there, I do a free 20-minute revenue audit call. Feel free to click the link in the description below, answer a few questions about your business so that I can know how I can best help you and be able to put a time on my calendar. We will find where your lead generation is leaking and let you know how AI and my consulting services can fix it for you. Now, here's why I love this video, right? For the general contractors I work with, a system like this one is one of the most valuable things I can hand them, because it turns getting jobs from a hope into a process that they can run on purpose. And you just watched me build the core of it by talking to AI in plain English. That is something contractors will pay real money for. If you want to see how I use the same system in other trades, where the leads come from a completely different place, the next upcoming videos will be showing that, and it is the perfect next watch. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care, everyone.